goal of this video is literally not to get lipstick on my teeth the entire time. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a Q&A / get to know me. So I decided it would be a little bit fun to start off my channel and you kind of get to know me and I get to know you. So I asked on my social media platforms and asked people to ask me questions either about being a flight attendant or myself. And then I took the top 10 questions, I hope there's 10 of them, and put them on here. And so if you would go ahead and answer some of them yourself about you and then put them down in the comments below, I would love that because I want to get to know you and I want you to get to know me. I will say some of these questions are a bit deep and I wasn't quite expecting that, but I am going to answer them honestly, truthfully, whatever. So with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so the first question says, when are you and your husband planning on having kids? We're not. I just don't really see kids in my future. I know that's a little odd to say, and I'm only 25. I feel like I'm a young 25. But I don't really see kids there, and he's older than me and I know he's not really wanting kids either, so I really hope kids aren't in my future. All right, anyways, moving on. Number 2, you have to face your biggest fear. What are you doing? Honestly, I feel like YouTube in general has been one of my biggest fears, and that's why it's taken me so long to do this channel. I'm not kidding you. I said years back, okay, not months, not days, years back, I was going to do what I'm doing right now. And it took me that long to stop watching YouTube videos themselves and actually get myself behind the camera to do this. And you know, it's hard for me. Like, it's really hard because you're putting yourself out there and you're hoping that people respond well to it. Not kidding. Plus, like, editing and all that's a different ballgame to me. So I'm interested to learn and hopefully it goes pretty well. But this is definitely one of my biggest fears to start this. All right, next question. Number 3, where is your favorite place to visit in the world? So I guess my favorite place I've been so far would be Italy. I loved Italy. There was just like something in the air. It feels romantic. I don't know. Just the culture in general. The food is to die for. Pizza, pasta, wine. Pretty much all of that is so good, but I can't explain it. Like, I just met wonderful people in Italy. Italy was very special to me. But one of the places that I've been dying to go is Ireland because I'm Irish. So I've always wanted to go to Ireland, and I'm hoping me and my husband can do that. Whenever we were planning on eloping, we looked into Ireland, but it was gonna be over $5,000 for the ceremony. And I mean, half of eloping was not to spend the outrageous money, not to have to worry about all of the pressures and whatever. So that was not in the cards for us. Plus we had like a little bit of kind of a different scenario because he's from Germany, and long story short, we got married on like a holiday visa, so a lot of stuff was unplanned and last minute decided on, and one of that being that he had to be in the country for a certain amount of time before we could get married. So Ireland was not in the cards for us, but I would still love to go one day. Okay, so number 4. Okay, so number 4. Do you prefer to fly for a regional or a mainline? Okay, so my answer is pretty obvious, but yet not obvious. So I definitely prefer a mainline, like easily a mainline. Like, it's a world of difference between flying for a regional and a mainline. And honestly, like, my salary doubled, literally doubled when I switched. Yeah. So mainline, as far as pay goes, is awesome. The layovers to me are better. It's kind of cool flying with more flight attendants. I don't do a lot of international right now, and that's a personal choice. I just haven't had the want to do it yet. I've been like doing a lot in the last 6 months, and I've been only with mainline for a little over 6 months now. So I definitely will see international in the future for sure, but right now I just haven't. I kind of like spending a little bit more time with my husband, which would knock 4 days, knock days, 1 day, just that kind of stuff. Personal preference for now. But no, mainline's been great. The only thing I will say is like, when I was regional, don't get me wrong, like people complained. They definitely complained. But I felt like people had more of a reason to complain, especially at my company itself, about things that were going on. And then when I got to my mainline, people, I feel like, ungratefully complain sometimes. And I think that's what bothers me, is I love my job, I love my company, I love all of that stuff. And so when I hear people just having like nothing but like negative things to say, and you know, these are the kind of the same people that it doesn't matter that it comes to this job or to whatever, they're just negative in life. Like, let's just be honest. But sometimes, like when I switched over and I still hear people like complaining and whatever, not to discredit them, but I didn't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm just blessed to be where I'm at. So they can complain to themselves or to whoever they want to, but to me, just don't want to listen to it. But anyways, number 5. Why didn't you make a channel about fitness, and will you include fitness in your channel? Okay, so if you kind of already know me, you do know that I am really big into fitness. Fitness is a big part of my life, but it's not my entire life. And yes, I love fitness, but that's not where my deep passion goes. And I think a lot of people can like relate to that kind of stuff. It's like, you really like this thing, but that's not something I wanted to make a career out of. Sometimes when you make a career out of stuff, it stops being fun. And to me, fitness is one of those things, like, I don't want it to stop being fun because I think it's good for mental health. I think it's good for your body and everything like that. And so I don't want to relate a negative light to that. Not that I want to relate a negative light to traveling, but traveling was something I felt like that was the calling to my life. And I do feel like it's the calling to my life. I felt like I was put on this earth to travel the world and to see things from different perspectives and to share my point of view with others and to get others to grow themselves and go out there and experience other cultures and things like that. Like, I have a burning passion for that. And you know what? If there's times when that doesn't become fun, I know I'm gonna get through it because I just know, like, kind of a weird thing to say, but growing up, my parents were divorced since I was 6 months old. So I always went back and forth from house to house to house, like packing a bag. So, I mean, in a weird way, like, I kind of grew up traveling. Plus, like, we always went on vacations and stuff. So, like, even with my family, like, we did that a lot. And it was just something I loved, something I absolutely loved. And that's something I was like, this is what I want to do. If I could get paid for anything in the world, this is it. And so that's why I wanted to make a career out of it. And I feel like I got into fitness because I got body shamed, especially by men, ironically. Yeah. And you know, at the time I didn't realize, like, some of it's like other people's insecurities reflecting on you, but I took it very personally. So, like, I've come a long way with fitness, and I definitely think it's a journey, and I think there's wonderful fitness people already on YouTube that you can learn a lot from. I just don't think it was my calling. And yes, because fitness is such a large part of my life, I do plan on including it into this channel. I'm hoping that I can show you, like, some of the foods I meal prep, some of the foods I even eat on a daily basis, my workouts at home versus my workouts in hotel gyms, and stuff like that, and basically, like, how to stay fit on the road, because I know it's difficult sometimes, and especially your access to things is limited. So I definitely do want to include that, and I think people are interested because I gotten quite a lot of DMs about it. But yeah, it'll be on here. It's just not going to be my entire channel. So there you go. Alrighty, number 6. Will you stay in Charlotte? Yes and no. Well, I guess I can't say no yet, but I know that we just signed a lease to a house. We do want to buy our own house within a year, hopefully. So we signed a lease for a year. But the problem with buying our own house is we just haven't decided on where we want to be. I'm from Dallas. My husband's from Germany. So I don't know. There were times that we talked about going to LA. There have been times that we've talked about going back to Dallas. And I know that we both like kind of that farm style that I grew up with, the large amounts of land, the acreage, whatever, which Texas is ideal for. Like, you can get land pretty cheap, and I love the open space. Like, I don't like necessarily reaching out of my window and being able to grab my neighbor. So I know it's weird to say, but I don't. So I mean, as fun as LA would be, sometimes I'm like, I don't know that I'd like that, and I don't know, a little bit more pricey and stuff, but we'll see. I feel like I'm too spontaneous to make that decision right now, way too spontaneous, and like life is funny, life changes a lot really quickly. So we'll find out, but I do know for at least the next year, we'll be in Charlotte, which is still nice. I like Charlotte. Charlotte's beautiful. Number 7, do flight attendants make good money? So I kind of hit a little bit of this, and I'm definitely gonna make an entire video of all the ways flight attendants make money, because I think it's kind of a misconception that we don't make anything. And you know what? I will say, like, at my regional, I really did not make a lot at all. Like that was tough. That was really tough. And I do know like a lot of people quit because they could not survive on that salary. Yeah. But definitely like now mainline, like I have multiple streams of income. And that's thanks to the job that I have, which is really great. But also like I think sometimes too on the other end, like if that door is not closed on the airplane, we're not getting paid. So for the entire hour that we have to check in before the flight, all the time that we spent getting ready for the flight, and then boarding, that entire process, we're not really getting paid for any of that. So once the door closes, that's when the paycheck starts. And then once the door opens, that's pretty much when it stops. So I think people are under the misconception when you're like delayed and stuff that, oh, we don't care. Well, no, we do care, because we're not getting paid. We're stuck wherever we're supposed to be stuck. Some of us have plans or whatever else is going on, or our rest is shrunk down to next to nothing. So that's actually really hard on flight attendants. But the job is amazing, because despite what some people will say about the job, you have so much freedom to do other stuff. There's multiple ways to do that. But again, I'll make a whole video on this kind of stuff. But in my opinion, do flight attendants make good money? Sure, you can make as much to as little money as you would like to make. So, all right, next question. Number 8, what's your biggest strength and your biggest weakness? Okay, let's see. I would say my biggest strength, probably my independence, for sure. I think this job, more than anything else that you will learn in this job, is how to be alone and how to be comfortable in your own space. And I think that a lot of people have difficulty dealing with that, and that's why they say like the first 6 months of the job are so tough sometimes, because you really do have to learn how to be alone, and that is tough. And if you don't know how, it's not easy. I mean, you do spend a lot of time alone in this industry, a lot. So that's hard. But I definitely say like, I don't know, like probably years back I wouldn't have told you that answer, but now I would say definitely my independence is pretty cool. My biggest weakness, my stubbornness/ego. Oh, it gets me into trouble. It really does. And, you know, I have to work on it, and I've been trying to work on it. And, you know, learning to apologize when you're wrong, learning to accept that you're wrong, and everything is not always easy. So it's something I have to work daily on, okay? Daily. And that's why it's the biggest weakness. If you're not working daily on your biggest weakness to get better at it, then it's always going to be your biggest weakness. But for now in my life, I will definitely say my stubbornness. Alrighty, number 9. If you could change one thing about the world, what would it be? Okay, so this one is actually pretty easy for me. If I could change anything in the world, I would make people have to travel and go to other cultures and experience the way that other people live, because I do believe there's such an intolerance in this world because people don't understand, because they're naive or because of how they've been brought up and they just don't know any better. And I definitely think that if people stepped out of their own lives, their own comfortability, and dove into the way somebody else lives and experienced their opinions, their views, their life, their everything, put yourself into somebody else's shoes, this world would be so different and so much better. And I'm not gonna say it's gonna solve all of the world's problems, but I definitely think that it would be a better world, 100%. So last question is, what is the hardest part about being a flight attendant? Let's see, I guess for me the hardest part about being a flight attendant is being away all the time. Because like whenever my husband and I were going through the whole immigration process, he was allowed to travel with me a lot more, which was really fun and stuff. And I think in ways I sometimes took for granted. Oh God. But yeah, sometimes I definitely took that for granted. And I love traveling with him and stuff. And that's kind of like another reason I haven't done some of these international layovers. And some people probably think I'm ridiculous for saying that. But some of these places I want to experience with my husband. I just think it's something really special for us to do. So some places I absolutely do intend to go to. And don't get me wrong, like I will definitely be doing international layovers when I can hold them better into my schedule. But some of these places I really would like my first experience at them to be with my husband, and he just recently started working again, so taking time off right now isn't really much of an option for us. Plus we're both trying to start our own companies right now and everything like that, so we've been really busy. So hardest part about being a flight attendant, I guess, to get back to where everything is being away. Because, I mean, with everything going on and stuff like that, your schedules get so busy. So sometimes it is really hard. And sometimes, like, when you're going through a tough day or having a tough time, the last thing you want to do is be away from your support system. So, for sure, that would be my toughest one. But other than that, like, it's pretty easy. Pretty cool job. All right, so I hope you got to know me a little bit better. I had fun today. I hope you enjoyed some of my answers. Press the thumbs up if you can completely relate to some of the things I've said, or comment it down below. I would love it if y'all answered one to all of the questions, just so I can get to know y'all a little bit better, and that way, hopefully this was fun and you got to know me a little bit better. Anyways, go ahead and press the subscribe button and turn the bell on so you can be notified when I post videos. I will definitely have some interesting stuff coming up very, very soon, so stay tuned for that. Thank you all for joining me. Bye.